Hi there! You're watching the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma, and today we're hanging out in the garden. We are in the moon garden. We're going to plant up some Pearly Everlasting that I transplanted, or that I dug out from the front yard in the Privet Grove, and we're going to put it out here in the moon garden underneath these raised beds because they like to be in some shade, and maybe on the other side of the deck as well. They get these beautiful little white flowers on them that dry so beautifully, and they're good for tea and all kinds of fun stuff, but they are prolific, and I think that they're gonna do great here. I'm hoping. Anyway, so we're gonna get those in the ground, and then we're going to compost this whole area. We recently power washed the patio space. Now I'm going to put compost in between all the little pavers. And eventually I want to get some blue star creeper going in those pavers so that that'll be a white, ground cover in the pavers. But yeah, we're going to do compost and not mulch over here. I really want to get this chocolate ajuga to take off this year, and I think compost is the perfect medium for it to grow over and have nutrition to boost its energy and make more plants. What else? We're going to top dress all of the containers with compost, and there was one other thing and while we're out here, I'm also going to top dress the butterfly garden with compost, and I have one more plant to plant in there right now. There's probably two more that need to go in there, but there's one I have on hand that can go in there today. Yeah, so let's just get to it. So the first thing I want to do before we compost is get the plants planted. So these are the divisions of Pearly Everlasting that I dug out. And, they're looking a little worse for wear because they've been sitting in here. Their roots all exposed, and it's been sitting on the back porch for a couple of days. But they're pretty resilient. They still look green. They still look, pretty happy. They're not wilted or anything like that. So I think we'll just get them in the ground. They'll be a lot happier. They are going to go underneath here. So I'm just going to sneak some in here, and along here. And if I still have some available, I'm going to pop some behind this container here. This is all sand.
Yeah.
So.
Time your shoes up. Done.
somewhere.
You had that.
Alright, so we've got Pearly Everlasting all underneath here, or on the border of our raised beds. Wasn't really enough to do anywhere else, so that's gonna work out perfectly. They like more shade than sun, but they do like some sun, so I think they'll be good there. Let's compost now. Alright, so I've got this sedum. It's called Dark Magic, and it's got this really dark foliage. It blackens up even more than that, and then it has a pink flower in the fall. And I'm gonna put it next to my Autumn Joy sedum down here, in the butterfly garden. We're gonna do that really quick because it's starting to rain and I want to get this project done. So like I mentioned, I want to mulch this butterfly garden. So the butterfly garden has the autumn joy sedum in it. It has oregano, and then all in here is bee balm, but it's obviously it's not up yet. You could see some of its root system there. So we're gonna give it a light dusting. We've got all this moss right here. I'm leaving that alone. It's just kind of a reminder for me that that side gets really shady and I need to find a butterfly friendly or a pollinator friendly shade blooming plant for that space. Anyway, I do want to contrast this autumn joy with this dark magic, so it's going to go right here in between the two, between the oregano and the autumn joy. And there we have it. Doesn't compost and mulch make such a huge difference? Oh my goodness, it looks so beautiful now. So I planted the dark magic sedum right there, right next to the autumn joy sedum. Everything else got mulched, and that's pretty much it. The showy milkweeds underneath that bottle cloche is still, they're still kind of sort of there, but they're not doing much. So I think maybe it's just not warm enough or whatever. Anyway, and then we mulched the heck out of this area. I mean, we did the raised beds, we did all of the pots, we did the patio, we did all of the ground cover, we did the pots on the porch. Everything is composted. It looks really beautiful. Right now that looks a little bit messy, but as soon as it dries, I could blow it off or sweep it off. It'll be fine. And then eventually we'll get some blue star creeper crawling around in there. The ajaga, you know, it's coming out of winter, so they look a little rough, but they are starting to kind of bloom. You can see their little spikes over there, little purple spikes. So as those continue to bloom and seed themselves around, and mostly they crawl by and vining, kind of, they'll do great. It just looks a little spotty right now. It looks better than it did last year, and certainly the mulch looks amazing. And then I've got the Pearly Everlasting. I did water them in. They're a little bit wilty from being transplanted, but they'll be okay soon enough. I managed to beat the rain. It was a beautiful day. It took us a little while, but it's done. It looks great, and now all that's left for the moon garden really is the deck has to be power washed, and then it's just about finding more plants and making it more beautiful. I do want to make a table for out here, just little things, little details, but it feels really good to have the bulk of that done. And the butterfly garden is done, other than I do want to find 2 more plants for that garden for pollinators, but again, that's just about planting up, not like maintenance. Everything's weeded, everything's composted. We're ready for spring. It's gonna be great. I feel like I'm a little bit ahead of the curve, which feels really good. So I hope that you have a chance to celebrate your life in some way, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.